Okay, game 3. May Erangel na naman. Erangel.
Today's games so far, they've only gotten 1 placement point. They've gotten 6 kills.
Okay, Joey, Christopher. Maganda gabi po. Like and share sa mga bagong dating. Kalat natin yung ating stream. Sa mga hindi pa pumapalo, follow tayo, comment kayo, exclamation, notify. Ito na po ang game 3. I-stream natin to hanggang finals, hanggang sa July 25. Suporta natin ang ating pambato na Blacklist International. Team 7 sila, Team 7.
Navi had to go for secondary drop location. Northern Georgia was out of the question, so that's a potential early skirmish to could be happening unless
okay lang
I
yan.
would see IA at the
Good
very
siyang Sever ni
they could very easily pick
kahit
up a
dayuhin
card
nila, okay lang,
North
okay lang.
military and
Dayuhin nila.
leave. Is that
Lapit
really
lang
what they're
ang
going to do known IA? I'm not 100% certain about that.
Like, I can see IA winning this one because they have all 4 players
nang
together
masuka
now.
si Boss Maro. Ay,
you know, unexperienced.
ay, parang may nananagasa na kagad. Parang may nananagasa na kagad. Ay, may sumundo na, may sumundo.
Last game.
Ay, may baril. Ay, matay ka. Ano? Hunting ka pa? Ano, mananagasa ka? Ano, may UMP mo? Naglabas para M16, no? Naku po, sana, nireload na lang yung UMP niya. Sopot, nireload na lang yung UMP. Kungo!
He's able to just
Muntik pa ma-post blood. Ah, si Jimmy, pagsasabal. Ah, Blacklist sa kapal. Puta ba, lipat nyo. Ah, si Martin, nakot kailas. Taknito na, bawi. Lipat sa Blacklist sa kasabal. Spectator naman pagal. Martin, tinatay ni Alas. Martin, pinatay na. Si Jimmy, pinatay din ni Alas, oh. Lipat, ayan na. Tangina kung kayo lang, tapos na, dinakay na. Sino tumayo? Tumayo ba sa wall? Martin natin, yan, dalawang punch. Kinatay sa Blacklist. Eto na.
Moving out. Unfortunately, he was not a great amount of loot, as did
Sino nakadali?
Had himself a crossbow.
Putang ina,
Need to keep on going on that looting stage.
Phase 1.
Dalawa na kagad.
Very central.
Pilayan nyo ng pilayan. Pilayan nyo ng pilayan.
You can see that with that frame path being.
Dalawa agad, wala na. Maduduwag na yung mga baldos na yan.
Skirmishes in terms of
Patay na yung Martin eh. Hindi na lang talaga bumubuhat dyan. Kung ako kay Claire, pinagtatampal ko talaga ng mga bala yan eh. Kaya na may crossbow pang hawak si Claire. Cross, tutusukan daw talaga ni Claire yung puwit. Kaso pinatay daw agad ni Alas. Pinawat daw. Tinangkay si Claire. Basag yung level 2 ni Claire oh. Basag yung level 2 bes oh. Kuko tinangkay ni Claire.
Potato Hill, you could go.
Sayok ko. Hindi nakakita yung legs na.
Zeus. You can hold on to Headshot Hills if you're possibly Geek Fam. You can hold on to obviously Pochinki Hill.
Ang bagal ng spectator, tol. Ang bagal. Yung ganong klaseng class, hindi pinapriority yun. Hindi dapat namimintis yung mga ganong class.
As teams continue to loot up.
Bagal.
One team that's already done loot, and that's IA. Going back on that situation,
ako sa Blacklist, magre-reklamo ko. Bakit hindi nakita yun? Bakit hindi pinakita?
Navi are going to be wrapping around and then make it over to the west
Ay, biro lang,
side. The players of the team over to the eastern side. Are they deciding to collapse on
Oras na
top of
para
IA?
tusukin yung puwit ni Martin eh. May hawak ng crossbow si Claire.
To the right, but they're not making that happen just yet, which I'm surprised by.
Oras na, katakot na trust talk yun. Siguro pinagtatako na si Martin kung nangyari yun. Tinusok yung puwit ni Martin ng crossbow.
I just respecting the fact that another team is there, knowing that they've yet to really kickstart their PMWI in a dramatic, strong result-based fashion.
Wala, nagkataon lang yan. Hindi siguro napansin ng spectator. Okay lang yan, nakalak yan. Ang mga lagyan, nadali natin kagad yung dalawang Baldus. Yan ang ano doon. Baka di napansin, mahirap mag-spectate talaga. Pero kung ako spectator, priority talaga yun. Magalit na magagalit.
On the drop in military bases, how quick they have been to rotate onto the mainland with that drop spot. To be honest, because a lot of teams are dropping military island, they do tend to be too slow, and that puts them in a position where they aren't getting information and they might get caught out.
Wala, Carbon. Mahinang klase yung ano nito, ang testa nito, tol. Parang papel na hinahangin. Hinahangin.
This is also one of the few circles in Pyram where there's a big portion of military actually inside of it, so you can take it a little bit slower, I would say. But I think that the point you're also bringing up here is that normally you would see teams gatekeep, which we haven't seen happening too much actually on the bridges, if it's both the east or the west bridge. But I'm seeing a little bit of a change of pace. BTR are staying very close to the eastern bridge, and Reject are rotating towards the western bridge. I don't know if they intend to set up shop there and actually hold on to the bridge itself, but it does seem like there's a bigger chance this time around of actually having teams gatekeeping, especially I think because of the play path being so southern.
Relax lang kayo sa panonood,
gatekeeping happening on top of the bridge has
tayo,
increased
enjoy lang.
significantly.
O yung mga nanonood, mag-share naman tayo. So, kung natutuwa kayo sa akin, dapat sinusupport nyo ako. Malaking bagay na sa akin yung pagpuso nyo sa live at saka yung pag-share. Malaking bagay na sa akin yan. Thank you po, thank you. Mag-comment na rin kayo ng hashtag Blacklist International. Ito na serious sa DRS. Kung ako talaga spectator dito sa commentator, World War na. World War na. Baka magugulat tayo, nagbobombahan na mga bansa. Kaya hindi ako pwede dyan. Magkakagulo. Tama nang nanonood lang ako. Yes, sa...
Not going to be a full squad this time around. It's going to be the Saudi Arabian team of Yala, and still powerful on his 2 feet.
Missile.
I'll take the full assault onto the South Korean team. But
Ayun yung backup ng missile, dumating na. Dalawa na sila.
That's Suporta ready
Ilan tayo
to
po? Ay, si Sagan.
strides for the team in general. Sagan going to be taking a
Yala dito.
on the lower section of the building versus
Bisa
Powerful.
na. Oh, makiat pa.
Hold on to the
Tabi,
staircase.
tabi.
Just starting, you have to join right now. Powerful is doing a little bit of whatever he wants.
Oh, ina-knockdown po.
Great off angle by the way.
Nakita mo sa bintana, na-jump sa bintana. Patay tayo dyan, isa na naiwan. Ang galing ano, ayun, na-jump shot doon sa may bintana. Yung maliit na square na doon. Na-jump shot siya doon.
Goodbye DS Gaming.
Tunak doon yung nasog doon.
They just rotated and reacted a little bit quicker to that one, and now that leaves Jam is left on his own.
Grabe mga moves talaga ng mga player dito. Tinulong na sa bintana na knockdown nyo.
But when you're talking about rotating in on phase 1, either do it as a full squad or at least only send one player scouting a compound and see what happens.
Nasar, ito napapalaban na naman yung mga Nasar.
Punishing
patay na naman si isa.
around the school apartments region. Like, look at that split from Nasar. Like,
kulang sa
is
practice
that
ng mga
really
Nasar na
needed
to.
this
Pili ko
early in the game?
wala sa condition tong mga Nasar.
Of course it's early in the game.
Parang may
so
mga
it's
problema to.
possible. When you're
Problema to sa buhay ito, may ganito.
You know, school
Ano naman
apartments
ang position nila? Bakit ka naman position sa ganyan? Ano ka sa kalsada? O ayan, tumira ka. Patay ka.
Is a reason why
Totoo
they're
mo dyan.
getting caught.
If you want to go for a split around school apartment, I would say it's a 2-2 split. You have 2 players in school, 2 players in apartment. You have vehicles ready to rotate in case a team comes nearby, and that's how you should play it. Here's just way too thin, and it doesn't help them out very clearly. Like 2 players already out, Moomin and Nabo still up and ready to go, and trying to rotate back on top of each other is also going to be extremely complicated. And Xavier is a team that has been looking more and more confident as time been going on in Pyram, I would say.
Blacklist.
They are not scared to
Oh,
take
yung
these
balok.
fights, and that's
Sila concept na lang
something
naiwan, no?
Nasa should try and
Sila
embody,
concept
but
na lang.
unfortunately, it doesn't seem to come up just yet.
Ah, Bakis Mirren, shoutout kay Nimrod. Salamat Nimrod sa bite. Dapat nandito ka rin Nimrod eh.
A1 Esports, but they are equal points to BTR.
Blacklist on the circle. Kaya nga comment yung Blacklist on the circle hashtag.
Jumping ahead of a couple of teams if they can continue on into the late game. Phase 2 popped up, by the way, and the centralized once
Nimrod
again.
sa susunod nandito na.
Strong, good, positive circles for this 3rd game of the day. Your
Sige,
evilness is not getting in control of these circles of this game number 3, Max.
Shoutout kay Rain.
Lucky rubber ducky. NASA as they continuously get pushed upon by Xavier. Down to now 2/3 HP, still got his own utility to slow things down, but now he's definitely given the information
Pinasok na sila.
over. And that's the thing, right? If there's no
Sabi
carbon
minamaliit ng kalaban yung mga NASR dito ah.
I mean, I would
Pag
say
alam
just
nilang
go
NASR
at it.
kalaban,
You want to
parang
try and just
pinapakasok
snake
na
your way,
kagad
you're
dun.
relatively
Kaya,
good in the circle. Just remain as a
parang
warman.
nasukat na nila yung NASR.
No way. The
Patay
movement
ka,
force makes
Rabis
that
ka.
life.
Ay, hindi nakikita oh. Ay, wala hawak na baril. Gogo, pinawak na smoke. Ayun na.
That's the weapon you could do some damage with.
May
But
mga
unfortunately, will
problema
only get
talaga to.
himself a 1 knock in the process. And now, maybe time for Nabu. Man, actually, that's a lot more knocks
Bakit
than
may
I expected.
kalaban na hawak ka pa ng smoke?
Maybe
Patay ka
if
dyan.
Nabu was there, that could have went their way.
Tugod na po. Patay ka. Ayan na, cancel mo. Yan. Yan. Oh, so good, go, go, so good.
Gonna find one, but of course, his position has now been
Nabo.
compromised. So unfortunately, as much as it was a
Nabo
knock,
yan eh.
was that really
Let's
worth
go,
it?
Nabo.
No,
Kaya
I
yan.
don't think it was now. He's
Oh,
not
mabay
gonna
kayo.
give up.
Hindi ako dadaan sa doghouse. Didiretso ako. Diretso lang.
From Nabo. No fear, just fight.
Oh, no fear, just fight.
Sure that nade. You know
No
exactly
fear,
what
just fight. Oh, nakuluwa pa isa. Let's go, Nabo. Let's go, Lamborghini. Mapagsakin mo sila. Nabo, mapagsakin mo sa Lamborghini. Ah, si Rabis na, tumatakas na. Nabo, nag-goal dito. Mag-grenade pa. Tang ina patay.
That is the play you need, and Nabo can't do anything against it. as Xavier, that's 4 kills to their name. And once again, unlucky rubber ducky for Nasta as they are
Sayang,
out in
sayang.
16th.
Okay lang yan.
Believe it or
Okay lang yan.
not, Valdez were actually getting a couple of shots onto
may kabalang,
Napa. That's why he
kinakabahan
had to
lang.
prone down in that moment, and he couldn't push
Pagkakataon
forward. I'm
na
not
ng
saying
Nasar yun
he
eh.
would have done much more,
Nabo
but
na
that's
eh.
part of the reason why he was slowed down, and that nade was so crucial to Xavier getting that.
Okay lang
kill.
yan.
Fnatic Zombies now rotated across the eastern bridge. I8 are still in Military Island, and Navi are on that western bridge, but Myths are in a
Kung
similar
ako sa Blacklist tol, bababa na kaagad ako ng
that
Rosa.
it has slowed them down a
Pilay
little
na
bit.
yung bal eh.
but at the end of the day,
Pagkakataon
the
na
fact that
makabawi.
they are across the bridge
Ewan ko lang kung
into
nakukutuban na ni
mainland
Alas.
is very
Baka maisipan ni
positive
Alas
for
yun.
Navi
PPM mo nga si
moving
Alas.
on into phase 3.
What are you going to say? It's very poggers. I'm so used to you saying that now. It's
pinasipot
it's
siya
part
ni
of
Nikits
dialect
eh.
now, Imperium. But no, positive. Yes, also. I agree.
Hindi kasi
I mean,
bole. Wala na.
not fair. I will take the blame. I showed you Reddit, and unfortunately, that I should have
Ako,
never
yung
done
gasoline boy
that.
natin, nahuli ko agad.
He's going to be pushing up.
Wala
Going to have a few
na.
kills on the way.
Because-
Myth, they're not a team that I would really say are renowned for gatekeeping and trying to control positions, right? They play edge, they play passive, and once they get to the late game, that's where they start to be a little bit more active and trying to actually take more control of their
Lipat mo
destiny.
mukha ba doon sa player ba?
Here, they try to defend it
Tama,
versus
pagkamala
Navi.
tayong
Navi
player.
are a team that if they see someone there, they shoot everything that
Yan.
moves, so there's no way that Myth are going to avoid that fight. One player
Sorry
goes
guys, hindi ko
down,
matanggal
and
yung
should
ano ko,
go back to
yung
passive
camera
nature
ko.
and try to
Kasi
avoid
pwede
the
nila
fight.
akong
But it's so
i-cooperate
much
pag wala
breathing
akong
space.
cam.
If it goes over to the west though,
Kailangan may
where
cam
Geek
ako.
Fam is, that will be pretty tricky for a big portion of the lobby. Which
Pochinki!
is what happens on
UTG
top
nasa
of the
UTG.
northern side of Pochinki. The amount of compounds has been
Ah,
cut
wala
down.
na naman so ng Blacklist, pero maganda yung North.
Never mind the fact that
Maganda
we
yung
could
North.
see 2 or 3 teams
Maganda yung
commit
North sa
themselves
Blacklist.
to the Pochinki city, or at least the edge of it. Geek are in a fantastic spot to have the compound that's outside of Pochinki, but Church is still open for the taking. The Xavier reacting, DRS reacting, Zeus staying up on top of Potato Hill. This is where things start to get
makapag-pro si na nga.
pretty wild as Myth are making their way up to
Tagatampal lang roll
the
ko.
south of Pochinki Hill.
Baka mabigyan ako
That's
ng
a great
ganung
spot. I
sasakyan.
think it is actually the best spot in Imperial, very clearly. The amount of information you're going to get is huge, even though it's not going to be a long-term option unless you have some of the luckiest circle
si Summit.
shoots coming your way, then maybe. And because it's so valuable,
Feeling ko
of
oras na ng
course
Blacklist
teams are going
ngayon.
to be dropping on that. Of
Feeling ko
course
oras
teams
na.
are going to contest it away. And
Malubog
that's
sa
going to be the
Blacklist
one
eh.
in the name of Reject. Going to try and smoke and use the utility
Sa Southeast
to
ang laban.
dissipate away the team of Myth, but Myth still want to give it a fair
Oh,
shot.
sorry, no
Though it
grenade.
is a compound that's big enough where you can share it.
Natunaw.
Well, not even a compound, a hill that's big enough for you to share it. Send one team
May
to the
mga baril
north.
sa likod nila.
You should be fine. But we had some one great utility, one great nade from Faroki.
Paano manalo?
Divine now
Jojo,
stuck
thank you
inside
sa
of that
pag-isa
shack.
pala.
Duello wrapping around. Is he going to go for an
Thank you lang
off
po,
angle from
salamat
down
po sa
below? If
follow.
he does, Myth without utility are in so much trouble.
Wala pa rin si Tamos, wala pa nga. I-mention nyo nga si Maps. Naminis ko na kamo.
Maybe providing a little bit of support. Another one comes in as well. Good play by Reject. They're getting together, and that's the most important thing, right? They've only lost Sarah, so Duello, Lapis, Divine gonna be working together quite nicely in towards the Pochinki Hill area.
Look.
A1 are in a great
Grabe.
spot inside the circle,
Oh,
and the
grenade na
compound
naman
that's
yung isa.
outside of the field of Pochinki. BTR have gone for the
Nauubos
edge
sa mid ng
of
ganun.
Pochinki situation, and Myth are getting third party.
Ayun, ang luwag sa Blacklist. Ayan, nasa top 5 ang
That's
Blacklist
exactly
pag
what I said.
ganyan.
You could very easily
Nasa
share
top 5
Pochinki
yan.
Hills. There's two little hilltops. There's a little bit of a valley in between them. Myth instantly, if they saw the reject were coming, do not stop your
Out na
cars.
mid.
Do not remain on that hilltop. Just get back into them and go for the
Kakabugin na
other one. Do
naman yung
not
mga
take the
sakyan.
fight if you don't really have to, because you're not even installed in those buildings.
Oh,
You're
no,
not ready to take the
I8.
fight.
Oh, I8, you're committing to it this late into the circle rotating in? That is ballsy, but it could work out.
They could. I mean, if they go for the western
Maybe.
side, which it seems like that's what they're going to be doing, you're going to have not only great oversight of Na'Vi and also Reject potentially pushing down, but you're not going to really mix up with a lot of the teams. But I'm surprised. A lot of teams are committing. We've got Xavier, DS Gaming, BTR, and also I8. And we might have more about to come very soon in the names of maybe Reject or Na'Vi that seems like they're actually pushing on top of each another.
Fair play to I8. It worked out because one of their players got knocked out, but Crypto instantly slapped back with a counter knock. Both teams are going to get the revive up, and it was risky, but it's going to work out as Matic with the UMP FPP mode gets a knock onto Reject.
Oh, when you're going into smoke is the best mode to go into the FPP and also makes your
Dalawang
nade
RC na lang
throws
na yun,
a
oh.
little bit easier to
Disengage
play
sila,
with.
oh.
Reject understanding that
Atras.
this is not a fight they can take. They lost Sarah earlier, they lose
Lugi na
another
sila
player.
dyan, eh.
Now Divine and Lapis will make the most out of the information they gathered and hopefully use it to
Pambibilis bilis mo.
Win condition. Moving out. Not gonna lie, I did not think Na'Vi would go for that one, but it seemed like they knew the circle was not going to go their way, so they wanted to create more breathing space, which is exactly what they did. But this circle is horrendous for Na'Vi, as they're going to have to wrap around Pochinki itself, which is not an easy feat
Game
to
3 to guys,
achieve.
Game 3, may hanggang Game 5
It's
tayo.
more horrendous for
Game
the
3 pa
team
lang
that
to.
committed to Pochinki, because now they're on the south edge of the circle, clustered together, afraid to move, not sure what's safe, not sure what's clear, and a good 75% of the circle has like 2 or 3 teams in it, right? So there's a lot of space for Na'Vi to enter into.
Not a lot of compounds, so you need to know the
Ako,
terrain like
ang
the
ginagawa ng A1, tumigil sila sa
A1
open.
spotted out by Fnatic
Anak
Zombies.
ng nata yung
Fnatic
driver,
Zombies
no?
have really turned a new leaf, I would say. They do not give a damn.
Eliminated
They will
ko agad
take
ng
fights
A1,
if
no?
they really have to.
Isang
And this is
error
exactly
lang.
what they did.
Ang
A1
dami
will
baril.
be taken out of the lobby in 14th place this will be. And
Oh,
13
mga
teams
BTR
still
pa
up and
naman
ready to
pala
go.
yung
But all the teams are now committed inside
Ang dami mo
Pochinki.
sa A1,
And especially thinking
iba-ibang
at IA.
kadali.
You are locked in
Ang
between
error
all the
lang.
teams on the northern
Oh,
side of
yeah.
Pochinki, and you're also locked by the blue zone, just literally but slowly creeping in your direction. What is the plan for I8 to move out of that position? Because that is not an easy rotation for them to pull off.
Let's hope for the best. Try and get as much information as possible. Blacklist International.
Ay,
there
utang ina sinasabi ko sa Blacklist.
Yeah, they don't
Atin na
get that
zone.
much information from
Ang
their
ina natin na zone.
Pochinki,
Ang
but it
ganda
doesn't
ko,
matter
ganda
because
ng
they're in
pwesto
a very
nila.
central position. And they don't
Aalis sa
have to
Pochinki
hold
yan.
it. They're in Pochinki are going to take
Aalis
each
sa
other out.
Pochinki
They
yan.
only have to focus
Aalis sa Pochinki
on
yan.
Valdez and
Mawawala
DRS
ang
to the
zone sa
north of them,
Pochinki.
right? The second that they
Mawawala.
control them, they do have a good 56%
Magkakabakbakan yung mga team sa Pochinki pag nawala sa zone yan.
I think that's definitely, you hit the nail on the
Pag
head. They
nangyari yun,
just
atin
are
ang ticket,
controlling
iwawagay na natin yung
much, but they're gonna be
bandila
playing compound.
natin.
And as you said, there's going to be a lack of information that might hurt a little bit for them. Though BTR, they're in a somewhat similar position as to where I8 were, and they're going to be right on top of each other. They have to take the fight, and these fights like this, unfortunately, means that not many players will actually come out on top. A little bit all over the place. Liquid taking a severe beating, but not enough to actually put him down onto his knees in submission, so he will be able to pull off that first aid. He's still got 1 to go after this one. He's got to try and end up that fight relatively soon. Other teams, I've seen the fight happen, and they're using this as an opportunity to move away.
Gosina
Xavier,
yung
here in the
pangapat
shot,
sa
like, we
Gosina.
don't want to get involved. We're leaving, and we're going straight towards the central part of the circle.
Same with DS. DS are in a similar situation. They're more looking towards the roadside.
Pag
Deep
naka-chicken dinner Blacklist,
They
mamimigay ako ng
reacted
isang RP
pretty
sa
well,
viewer.
moving on to church.
Mamimigay ako ng RP sa viewer.
Down. We're left with 12 teams. Valdez was be the one to clean them up. Let's not forget about Zeus. They held on to Potato Hill. They've come down Potato Hill. They now hold on to
Ay, Sean King,
one
Jermaine! Thank you
building
sa
as a
message na.
duo.
Hello, Jermaine. Baka BL yan. Oo, isang bandera muna tayo ngayon.
More up towards the
Suporta lang sa
northeastern edge
Blacklist
of the
muna.
circle. They are in a really good spot to react
Pag
to phase
international,
5.
Currently, there's
Kung
one
ano
team
yung
that's overseeing a lot of what's happening in Pochinki, and that is Geek Fam. They are executing
sir.
it really well in that position. They
Doon
have
muna
two
tayo
players on the
lahat.
northern side, keeping intel on, for example, where Na'Vi
Yan
are
na,
standing on
makakaalaman na
where the
kung
likes of Blacklist International
Buenas
currently
ba talaga sa
stand,
zone.
while still having two players
Ngayong game
on
3.
the southern
Thank you,
side, one of
thank you
those
sa...
being down,
Ayan!
keeping
Putay
intel on
na!
what's happening inside
Napatingin sa
Pochinki.
Pochinki ngayon! Pagkakaupo sa kayo sa Pochinki ngayon! Blacklist na ako! Ang ganda! Putang ina! Umiyak na iiyak! Depensahan! Depensa!
Play around, especially later on down the line.
Hashtag depensa!
Navi can do something with
Depensa!
this, but I actually don't like the fact that they're committing so
Kinurkers ko na yung mga nasa Pochinki ngayon eh. Magkakamatay kayo lahat dyan. Magkakaubos ang kayo.
very risky. They're spreading themselves quite thin.
Ay, Maps! Ay, shout kay Maps! Ay, ako pala, Maps! Kanina, ay, Maps! Ang marami naghahanap sa'yo, Maps ha!
Shifted away.
Puro daw, kanina ka pa hinahanap ng mga fans mo.
S and the
Kanina
Xavier.
pa
They
hinahanap.
have it all.
Thank you, thank you, Maps.
Let's see here, gonna get himself a knock. Crypto also gets taken down by a nade.
Let's go, Blacklist from Jules! Eto na!
Luxy down
Eto
below.
na!
They're picking them up
Depensa!
one by one. The rest of IL just trying to leave the scene unscathed, but
Depensa!
easier said than done. Blade, UZM, also, if they move away from BTR, that's great, but you're also going to be pushing away towards the Xavier, and they got a 4-man
Lag ng stream mo. Hindi,
squad
good
ready
sa
to
stream
take
ko.
you down
Connection
at
ko
any
lang.
time.
Goods ako, goods ako.
That's going to be the
Nag-press
real
yun lang pa,
attempt
baka
for
pa sa
them.
connection
And
niya.
as I
Medyo malakas
say,
kasi ulan
UZM
yan.
picked up.
Pero
It's
okay
going to be
yung
actually
connection
Geek Fam. The team that was overlooking, as I said earlier, are still going to be having some hands-down influence on what's happening in this compound. Big Smoke Road and
Tayo lang may pinakamagandang position ha. Pang-limang circle yan.
Yala Esports.
Ayan o. Ay, dumikit na yung DRS.
Danger Maz, actually, he's not even a team, it's
Wala.
just one-man player.
Dadalawa lang player ng DRS eh. Dadalawa lang kaya yan.
Peek up last second now. The information has been given over. One nade, that's all you really need. It's so easy to nade, but with the smoke in hand, it's making it so hard to play around. The Snake, he's got himself the angle too. Jamaz is just ruining everything for DS Gaming.
Ang ina, kansero sa Pochinki.
Peekaboo, I see you. Jama steps up and goes, haha, I'm here.
Yamas,
Just like a jack in the
Nakakadali
box.
pa yata si Yamas,
There you go. They know where Zayn is. They can see his health bar through the smoke. So if they want to do a nade a little bit more to the left, and you instantly take Jamaz down. That could be their course of action they're going to be going for. But Jamaz has just been such a pain.
Pamimigay ko na si Bibi.
Maybe going to be able to pick themselves up before kills
ba yan,
out of
Max?
nowhere. Jamaz has been here, the one-man army for the longest time.
Salamat.
He's still got to
Ito
play
na ang
the
round na inaantay natin.
There you go.
Ito na ang round na inaantay natin.
Finish that kill.
BTR, kumpleto pa rin.
Yeah, Jamaz maybe thinking going back inside. Yeah,
Yamas
get
pa lang
hit. I think he
naiwas
heard that
kay
nade.
19.
But now, Xavier still going to be getting their hands down. And
Ay, Ions, nagranit na yung Mafia Ninja, yung pumatay sa kanya nung game 2. Nabawian ni Ions. Nabawian ni Ions.
I feel sorry for them, but
Yung Mafia Ninja pumatay kay, di ba, kay Ions nung game 2? Nag-grenade na ngayon. Defensa, Blacklist.
That was such a great play from him, of course, and he's still going to be inside the circle, I believe, just barely. So if he got off, he can pick up the escaping. Have been relatively passive and tidy of this game. He could pull off a heal off the one we seen of Mafia Ninja last game for DRS. I think that would be a great strat actually for him because crossing that road is not going to be an easy thing to execute on his side. Don't think Xavier's still going to be trying to get more and more involved into the teams trying to rotate their way out of Pochinki. But that is not an easy thing to do. Actually, one of the hardest things to do itself. Where Liquid and Luxy are using all of the utility that seems was remaining after their fight with
Bago sa
IA.
stream, like and share natin guys, like and share. Puso sa live! Pusuan natin para sa Blacklist! Chicken na nila to, ito na yun! It's time! It's time!
The next circle that shifted actually centralized up on top of the hill. Navi have got
Puso sa live! Puso sa live! Oh, sure, kay Kevin, si ano, sige.
As the last phase popped up, they joined up quite nicely there, set up, and claimed this chicken dinner.
He knows. He sees a rock. He sees also.
Gago, nawala sa atin.
Remaining. Luxy trying to move
Baka
them
naman
out.
so nawala tayo. Hindi, okay lang yan. Pasok pa yan. Kaya yan. Walking distance lang yun. Kaya yan. Ayan na oh! Ay, pinasok na ng Blacklist oh!
Really hard time for BTR because also
disengage.
North, we didn't talk about this much,
Objectives,
but
iwan nyo na yung
also
mga yan.
just going to surround them. So
Kaya-
BTR, they're going to have to take themselves
Ito
2v4
na yung zone.
clutches, not just one, but actually 2 if they want to make it out live.
Iwan nyo na yan.
I think the Indonesian team has maybe found their match to go up against. Valdez will get picked up to the northeast
sige,
side, and
wag mong
Zeus are
papasukin niya
slowly
mga
but
yan.
surely getting more and more involved in the circle.
I was worried
Asan yung
about
bal? Dali na ba
Blacklist
yung mga bal?
maybe
Wait.
Dapat hindi makapoy sa
distracted
Baldo si Putan.
themselves, but BTR as a duo.
Ah, sige, nabagsak si AJ oh.
They came in, and the Xavier,
Ito
their
na BTR,
passiveness
pumupuntos pa
has
rin yung mga
gone to
BTR.
bite them in the butt,
Nagsisecure pa ng
and they've
pwesto.
lost
Ano, kalapit yung mga
majority of their
BTR no?
players.
Sino pa yung mga bantay na
They just got out of nowhere.
squad
BTR,
downs?
he just turned that
Ba't nakalapit pa yung mga BTR sa kanila?
And now Lamborghini's
Nagkabaliktad po. Si DX pa yung nasa baba ngayon.
We're going to start going towards the circle.
Ano yun,
Unfortunately, that going against you, my friend. So Lamborghini's going to have to remain as the sole player of the Xavier. That is an
Kompleto
insane
Blacklist, kompleto yan.
play from the BTR guys.
Mayroon
Now
ng
Navi,
tricky lang
they're
Blacklist
taking over.
natin.
You said it was a little bit risky. They took more control at center early on, but this might actually come in their
ito pa
favor.
na knockdown.
Now they know exactly which teams are pushing their way and how to
Oh,
fight
ang
them.
ganda ng grenade,
TR has
nahuro
been
pa, no?
completely overwhelmed
Ayun na,
by
naubos
the
na.
Russian team as
Ang
Navi
ating
get
DRS.
themselves an extra 2 kills to their name, and now
Ang
they got
ganda ng
full
Blacklist, ang
control of the
ganda.
West with the likes of
Walang
Geek.
kalaban yung Blacklist sa
Navi
Tol
knew that
Bakla.
DRS technically had an advantage with that dip,
Ay,
so they
nililipat
had
mga
to be
Baldos, pang
aggressive,
10
they
sila.
had to be
Ilang points?
proactive.
Ah, 3
and they
points
took
na yung Baldos,
control,
3
got
points
the
lang.
squad wipe,
3
8
points
teams
lang
in,
ngayong game 3.
22 players, Geek, Fam,
Siya
on
last
board,
nanakot si
Sandman. They've been
Godless.
quiet up until now,
Jesus.
as have
Tayo na
Blacklist
pinabagsak si
International. They have an
Skitsune
opportunity
ng
to
Navi.
take out a hole, and Navi are being swiped left,
Regal na.
right, and center.
That's the hard part, right?
Alas,
We're playing on the
tinatangke pa rin
slope
dito.
currently with some little divots and little ridge to play behind. But other than that,
Tumatangke
if
pa
you
rin
get
si Alas,
spotted away,
nasa
if the team
gitna
has
si
the high
Alas,
ground,
yung-
they are mostly going to be
May
winning
pinaka
that.
nasa,
But even if they get close enough, just
malalim.
nade it, let the nade roll
Zone.
down, and you're going to be in trouble. That's what happened to Na'Vi, and now Blacklist are going to capitalize on that chance to get rid of them and be the kings of the north.
Kings of the
Lamborghini
North yan eh.
has
Blacklist
BTR.
eh.
Nades are going to be rolled
King of
up.
the North
Once
yan.
again, that's another knock. He gets
Ay,
intel,
out
but
BTR,
no way,
pakito.
that is it, and the clutch comes out from Lamborghini. That's a double.
King of
to
the
his name,
North
up
yan
to
eh,
6 kills so
Blacklist.
far, and he is able to keep the hopes alive of Deke Xavier, able to remain on our top 5.
Ayan na, ay, takbo may kasabay pa.
Okay.
Ayan, clear. Ay, mapili-clear yan! Ay, baka-clear yan! Baka-clear yan! Natives, eliminated na. 5 games, full squad pa ang Blacklist International with 4 kills. Ito na, ang chicken dinner na inaantay natin.
And now they've got to cross over the road, but the man advantage is exactly what they need to overwhelm all the other teams in this game.
They mean the kings, the queens, the jacks, the tens, all the deck of cards controlling on the east. Zeus have,
King
but
of the North.
as they've gone across the road, they
Tyron,
have a little
unti-unti na
bit of a
pumapasok
rich
dito.
side that they can use to pick apart Blacklist,
Ito kalaban
pick
na Sus.
apart Geek
Push pa
Fam.
din na Sus.
Are they going
Pak,
too deep?
kita mo na yun, Tyron. Ang tayo bumabaril. Taka na apat.
Tyron
Ayan
has
lang
control
dapat.
of the box,
Patuloy mo
and
ng
he
pan.
uses it to
Patuloy mo
get
ng
the
pan.
back.
Okay, is there no nades available right
Isa.
now? One nade and that crate is gone. You will just get rid of Terra and it'll be so easy. They're not doing it just yet, which I'm very surprised.
Atras si Tyro. Delikado siya sa likod eh. Atras. Atras. Position lang kasi Tyson. Wala sa zone yan mga sus na yan eh. Wala sa zone yan.
Lamborghini still eking his
Wala.
way
Ay,
closer. That's a
nandunit po yung
nade. That's a
mga
good
DXL.
one. That's an absolute banger.
Nandunit yung mga
Snipes is
DXL.
gone. And QB is also going to be entirely eliminated off
Natuloy
the back
yung
of
isang
that
player.
nade.
Isa na knockdown yun.
7 kills so far. Lamborghini are just an absolute one-man army this game. What is going on? Oh wait, he's right behind that smoke. He got spotted up for a split second. Goes to the blue shot. He gets
Lamborghini.
through.
Itong inanubos ni Lamborghini.
You clutch versus
Gogo.
BTR. You clutch versus
Skill mo.
G-Fam. Can he be
Super
stopped
long
in
range
Imperium? I
defeat
don't
na si
think so.
Lamborghini.
He's
4 versus 1.
Faster than the
Apat
speed
na
of light
Zeus,
to
apat na block, isang
respond
DX.
to those shots.
Round na
Very
natin
well
to.
played. But now we're left with our final 3 teams. Zeus, 8
Eight kills na
kills,
sa Zeus.
full squad up. Blacklist,
9 kills sa DX,
their
4
team that
kills sa Blacklist.
plays to survive. Well, they survived up
Ito
until
na.
the top 3 with a full squad and 4 kills under their belt.
So the
Ito
game
na.
plan for Lamborghini right now is hope that Zeus and also Blacklist
Uy,
International
sound control na
take
natin. Tangina, sound control na
That is
to.
the only chance where Lamborghini could
Huwag
really,
lang makakanser yung
really have
DX na yan.
the opportunity
Kasi
of
nasa
winning
side
that.
ng Blacklist si
You need to win
DX
a
eh.
1v8
Pwedeng
basically, and I
baralin
don't
yung si
think
Claire o
that's
si
something
Tyra eh.
Lamborghini really wants to try and take. The odds don't really seem in his favor.
Walang pipikit. Walang pipikit.
Zeus whenever circle like this, they like to go a little bit wider, go for wider spread. If
Walang
they do that,
pipikit. Ito
they
na, manok
should get
natin
a
ngayon
win of
dito.
information of where Lamborghini currently
Ayan na.
stands.
Pinabagsak ni Tyra si Gunless.
Tyra starts things off, catches
Bigyan mo ng
out
bigyan, Tyra.
Godless, the
Ayun
kill's
na,
gonna
nice.
come through, and that's actually sending
Pitas tayo sa
Zeus
Zeus. Pitas tayo sa... Ayan, kansarin mo yan. Kansarin mo. Kansarin mo ko, Tyra.
So slow, so
Sige.
passive, but he goes for the knock onto
Ay,
IC. He
sinunod
does
ako
get
dali.
taken down by Zeal at the very end. Still, what a great attempt
Zeal.
from the Xavier Lamborghini.
Dalawa na lang.
I
4
tip my hat
versus
to that.
2.
That was just such a good
Ito
play in
na.
general from him from start to
Ito
finish.
na.
But now, not only that, he created such a big opportunity for Blacklist because they were not involved in this fight. He got
Ito
himself
na.
a kill, he got himself a knock, and because of that, Zeus are currently down to 2 players, and Blacklist has got such a
Patuloy mo ng
huge
pan.
line of sight. There
Patuloy
is
mo
no
ng pan.
escape.
Ay, kita na si Zahir.
That's showdown.
Si Zahir.
One player
Isa na
remains.
lang.
Round left, that's gonna be
Panin na
Adam.
yan.
Let's see if he can
Panin
make
na yan.
it.
Nasa open po. Ikaw na yan. Sige, tira ng Blacklist.
That's going to be the upset for Zeus. They seem like they were in control,
Ina
but
nyo,
not
ano?
enough apparently, as
Ano?
Blacklist International will be securing
Ano?
their very second chicken dinner over here in the
Ano?
World Invitational East.
It's time.
They may
Isang
not play
isang buenas lang talaga sa zone.
the most aggressive early game, but you cannot deny that this team are so good when they're at the late game as a full squad.
Isang buenas lang talaga sa zone. Yung mga manok talaga yan.
Wild, tempted towards Pochinki, but
Walang pipikit.
they knew based on the rotations from the north, sweeping in through
Para
headshot
makita
hills,
nyo.
controlling that compound early on. They were so confident of their surroundings.
RP
The
giveaway,
little
boss,
things
Maro.
like
Ano RP? Sino
pushing
sabi?
up onto the last
Ano ba
player,
ako?
right? Recognizing that that was a spot to take. Pushing back Geek Fam.
Pusuan
right?
yung live guys, pusuan natin para sa Blacklist International. Pusuan natin, chicken dinner na yun sa Game 3. Day 2. May dalawang game pa. Manok Lian. Manok Lian, takla second na tayo. Magsi-second tayo. Magsi-second tayo.
Is fantastic.
Blacklist International, and at some point in the mid game, we both questioned it. We were like, it's a good compound,
Ay,
it's really strong to
takla naman PM
defend.
sa akin, re-room down.
You get
Ako re-room down yung Game 3.
we literally get no information on what's happening down
Ano
south.
eh?
Over that ridge, over that slope that we were talking about, where the circle
Re-room down yung Game
we'll
3.
get no intel.
Yeah.
And though the information you do get is actually for the teams that position themselves on top of the slope. The team that did that was actually going to be mainly Na'Vi.
Basta
Then after that
talaga,
was
boy,
Geek Fam, that actually
pagbigyan lang
really
tang
Lamborghini
talaga
took
ng
care of
zone.
themselves.
Pagbigyan lang talaga ng
That was
zone.
their strong suit, and if the circle kept coming their way,
Mayroon daw yung Game 3, totoo ba yun?
park on that slope would get taken down
No,
by
ha?
Blacklist themselves. So sure, it was not great if the circle went down
Okay,
south, but
mabibigay
in
tayo
that
ng
scenario,
isang
in
RP
that
sa
situation,
viewer. Mabibigay tayo.
the best
Oy,
compound because of
360 RP lang ha.
coming your way, and they made literally the most out of it.
Absolutely spot on.
Mabibigay tayo. Saglit.
Xavier got 20 points in that game. I do think they made the mistake by being too
Antay,
passive,
tapos nila lahat ng
against
highlights.
BTR, which is the reason why they lost 2 players.
Nice. So, papangalawa tayo,
They
Robert.
had
Overall,
players
pangalawa tayo.
in that late stage of the game. I reckon they could have not necessarily won, but they could have provided such a bigger dent to Blacklist.
Bibigay tayo, bobolahin natin ha, saglit lang.
Because
Sasabihin ko kung
Lamborghini
paano
punched
kayo,
up against,
o paano natin bobolahin.
and create a lot more
Sino yung
control
winner ng
area
RP?
for Blacklist to
Blacklist
hold on
yun eh!
to. It just made it
Blacklist own the circle!
this game. So, you know, the domino effect did hurt
Tapusin natin replay.
to Xavier.
Mabuno tayo sa viewers na mananalo ng RP.
Lamborghini himself.
Mabuno tayo.
Like that clutch was insane.
It was such good execution. I mean, we
Wait
saw
lang,
clutch play
tapusin
coming
lang
up
natin,
from
tapusin
yesterday.
natin
Today
yung
is
highlight.
Lamborghini day indeed. And
Oh,
if
si
we said
Olos,
it
si
right,
Olos
the
pala,
fact you guys have not
Terminator
kill
dun.
confirmed onto Zeus,
Ilan yung kill? Hindi ko lang stats ha.
like, okay, this is the signal.
Hindi
Now
ko
we've
lang
got to
stats.
go and send everything we've got into that finishing moment to take control. It's a 4v2. You should win that one. So exactly what they made it through. And it's, as we said, it's their second win. They started off yesterday with the very first win coming their way, and now they get their second. Blacklist International in the late game is a scary prospect to deal with. And if you do not prepare yourself properly for it, then unfortunately there's nothing you can really do. But with that said, that's going to be it for
Baldos
myself.
no, sabi ko sa'yo, si Martin lang ang papatayin sa Baldos eh. Di pa nila alam ang kahinaan ng Baldos kahapon, pero ngayon, ni-reveal ko na eh. Okay na,
COVID-19 vaccines are already helping millions of us get back.
Okay, matadali tayo dyan, makaka-copyright tayo dyan ha. Saglit, tara, buburat na tayo.